This is the Discover Music Show, bringing you the best new sounds and interviews with the hottest new rising stars.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Kevin Kuzno, and you're listening to Nancy McCallion and The Man in Question.
'Twas 4 months ago when my breath.
And Nancy joins us on the line all the way from the USA to Oxford, UK. Nancy, welcome to the studio.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Nancy, you were born the daughter of a Texas farm girl and an Irish-Scots immigrant, and grew up listening to traditional songs that your father loved when your family moved to Tucson, Arizona from England when you were 9. Where in England were you living before you moved?
We lived in Suffolk, Lakenheath Air Force Base. My father was in the Air Force.
Ah, I see, and that's why he moved. He was on tour, I guess. Is the way is that right?
I guess so. He was stationed there. He was towards the end of his career, actually, and so it was his last few years. And they asked him where he wanted to go, and he wanted to go to England because his family's up in Scotland. So that was the closest he could get.
And he loved traditional folk music, English traditional folk music, or
Irish. For the most part. His parents were both Irish, and so he listened to a lot of Irish folk music, and so that's what I grew up with, and he was singing and dancing and all that.
Sounds great.
Very musical.
And when you started your musical career, your musical roots came to the fore with your involvement with the Mollies, an Irish band that propelled you out on the road. That sounds like a great time. You were barnstorming the US, Canada, Italy, Australia, New Zealand. Fantastic.
Oh, it was wonderful. Yeah. We had a great time. We were on the road for 6 weeks at a time and then home for 2 weeks. And we did it for several years. It was lovely.
Is touring something that you, I know some people find it difficult to tour. It can be hard work, but you enjoy it.
I enjoy the playing part for the most. Yeah, I just love performing and then talking to people and seeing new places. But it's hard too, because you don't get to really know a place because you're often the next morning to the next town. But I love performing. I love playing music, so it was good. It is good.
And songwriting too, because your songwriting opens a window to storytelling that brings characters and circumstances to life, it's fair to say. Where do you get the inspiration for the stories?
Well, from things that I hear people say, sometimes in a conversation, after a show or something, sitting around, someone will say something that strikes me as interesting, like it would make a great hook in a song, it would make a good chorus or a good story, and then I go from there. Sometimes they're a little bit personal, and sometimes they're about just completely other people, other stories I've heard.
And your latest CD, Possum and Priorities, brings together a lifetime of songwriting craft that we can see in the many songs that you've got on that particular album. Can we see you on tour with this new album anytime soon?
Well, I'm going to be touring in the U.S. I'm still working on Great Britain. I want to come very much, but I'm working on that. So I know I'm going to be touring in the U.S. and Canada shortly, but still working on getting over.
Well, we'd love to see you. And the brand new single, The Man in Question, is featured on that album, is out now, and we've played a little bit of it. We'll be playing it in its entirety very soon. Who is the man in question?
Well, that's the question. She's not telling. It's funny, when I started writing this song, I just had the idea of a young girl getting pregnant and having the morning sickness. So that's the first verse, and then I struggled to end the song. And then it occurred to me, well, maybe she just doesn't tell. And so I just decided not to tell.
Well, it's a lovely tune and it's great songwriting. Thank you so much for taking the time out to join us in the studio today.
Well, thank you very much for talking to me. I appreciate it.
My pleasure. And this is the new single from Nancy McCallion, and it's The Man in Question.
This is the Discover Music Show, bringing you the best new sounds and interviews with the hottest new rising stars.
'Twas 4 months ago when my breakfast talked back to me. You've done it now, set the egg on the plate. And my little secret will soon be no secret. The first time I done it, the first time I'm late. But I will say nothing, nothing, nothing to show but my own wicked grin. With me mother and granny, me brother and uncle, and the man in question will have no tale of him. 'Twas 2 months ago my protrusion preceded me, made itself known to old Biddy McCann. And she might have strained herself reaching the telephone. Mum's at the table, her face in her hands. But I will say nothing, nothing, nothing to show but my own wicked grin. With me mother and granny, me brother and uncle, and the man in question will have no tale of him. My mother's the bad cop, my brother's the good one. Each morning and evening they're calling me in. But I can't believe they'd suggest old Tom Kelly. Now I'm almost tempted to say it was him. But I will say nothing, nothing, nothing to show but my own wicked grin. With me mother and granny, me brother and uncle, and the man in question will have no tale of him.